Chris, how was your pee break?
My pee break.
They might flash you undetected.
Random, baby.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me. Quite an intro.
Let's address the elephant in the room. That's not the elephant in the room. There's no elephant. Nobody cares.
I too am a thought criminal.
Good. Well, I like you already.
Does this look like a girl who's joking around?
No.
Around?
But how much do you actually understand money? Especially the new wave.
Beauty or intelligence? When you unleash both, it is men's kryptonite. Welcome to Talk to Me, Taylor. Guys, Mayday. Mayday. Holy shit. Here we all are, tech giving us a run for our money in this new year. What is up, everybody? Sorry, I'm not on time. I'm a bad girl. I just need to be spanked in 2026. But then again, is anything on time ever? What even is time? Is time even real? Yeah. We're going to go there. I'm going to fuck your heads up tonight because I know you're thinking, or maybe you're not. I don't know. Maybe you're just like dark and twisted like I am. And you guys better be popping in this chat tonight. I know it is the first stream of the year. I've been gone for 2 weeks. Like, may as well be on the island from Lost. So if you guys are not in my chat, I'm going to feel like a fucking loser at Fat Camp. And speaking of Fat Camp, I swear to God, it has already been a year. Okay, we are 5 days in, but I made my bed. And I may go to Taco Bell after this for the first time in literally 6+ years. Okay. That is the kind of year we are having already. But anyways, I know what you're all thinking. You're like, new year, new resolutions, new beginning. Not over here, bitch. Nope. I'm over here thinking about time. Hey guys, I'm so happy you're in my chat. Okay, I'm going to put some of these comments up. I missed you all like a fat kid. Oh no, I missed you like a fat kid. Misses and loves cake. John Legend. All the usual suspects. It's so good to see you. Please hit me up in the comments as I go on and just make everybody depressed and existential and questioning their life existence about time. So please let me know how your New Year's Eve and New Year thus far, all 5 days of it have been. Let me know in the chat, but yes. So contrary to all your little New Year's resolutions, all this shit, I'm sitting here going, time, getting away from us and spending our time and time we can't get back. And also, because, much of this show, I know the fun opening is like celebrity. So there ain't no celebs in this chat tonight. It's just me. It's just you. And would we have it any other way, right? But a lot of, what I do is that idea of breaking out of the matrix. And I've been thinking a lot about time lately. Obviously, who is not? Like, if you aren't, do you have a pulse? And John Legend in here with it's pretty good. Okay, cool. I'm glad your New Year is going well so far. Thinking about time and breaking out of the matrix, like I said, right? And I've been noticing too lately, just even cycles. And history repeating itself. And John Legend, thank you for the note. Don't go for fast food. They don't care after 7 bad food. Okay. Can all of the truckers please, truckers unite? Can you please confirm in the comments if fast food after 7 is no bueno and is a bad idea? But cycles, right? And the matrix, both in our own lives and society and the world at large. Even like hopping onto this tonight, I'm like, all right, what do the people want to talk about? What do the people want to hear? We've taken some time off. We're back. We're here on GNN. And maybe, I don't know if Stranger Things got the best of my head, your head. We don't know what's up, what's down, what's right side up. We don't even know anymore, right? But even looking at like, the Venezuela thing or like the bootleg Somalian daycares in Minneapolis that literally nobody fucking asked for that are non-existent, right? I'll be honest with you all. I just literally don't fucking care. I just don't fucking care. And there's a part of me going, is it because it's just all of these cycles through history and time that just regurgitate and cycle in and out over and over? Is it the same shit, same story, different day? Again, the bleakest blonde with big tits you've seen on this side of the internet, perhaps, especially in 2026. If you thought this was going to be some peppy New Year's resolution, oh, honey, not tonight. But even culturally, it's so funny, and you guys may think I'm a maniacal serial killer. But I did watch the Stranger Things finale. And even that got me thinking about cultural cycles, right? Because I was texting, friends of mine who were also, we interviewed we interviewed them like on their come ups. Like I remember covering the Stranger Things. I think it was the 3rd season or 2nd season premiere, and they made the whole Santa Monica boardwalk, like Hawkins High School. And it was so cool, right? But asking, other, fellow reporters and friends of mine, do you guys remember the last time a show had a cultural like chokehold on society where there was this sort of collective, what's the word I want to use? Like yay rah rah around a finale, a series. We were all kind of debating, was it, like Lost? Was it, some people said the Avengers stuff? I would argue Harry fucking Potter, like timeless, right? But even that in and of itself, and now it's all fractured and fucked up, right? Because the streamers, this, that, the other thing. But even that, again, it just is like cycles. And think about it, things repeating themselves, like what once was lost, or whatever big thing. I don't know. Shout some out in the chat. And wouldn't we love to get camaraderie? I think that's this word I was looking for, or as Sabrina Carpenter likes to say, which I love. Come right on me. I mean, whatever. It's a new year, or not. Whatever. It permeates through every year, the sentiment. But wouldn't it be great to have that joint, experience? And feeling again and again. Now it's all fractured because of streamers and all this, and it's not quite like the group experience it used to be. But nonetheless, I even felt that with the Stranger Things finale. It's like so many people have been so invested for so long, and to have that like collective, I don't know, experience in viewing. I was like, I have to watch it tonight on New Year's because I cannot enter the internet for 48 hours, right? So that was really fun. But again, even that being a cycle in and of itself. So you guys will laugh. Thinking about this with a friend of mine, we were like, because he watched the finale, he watched the pilot of Stranger Things and the finale, and it shows flashbacks and all this shit, and he's like, I feel like I just watched the whole series. Like people invested days, weeks, months, years into this shit. So we had an idea to watch the pilot and finales of iconic shows, or maybe shows that we started and didn't finish. So far we've done. Like we watched the finale of Scandal because we both watched that show, or even we watched the pilot of Friends and Seinfeld, and then the finale, so everything from sitcoms to, we have other ones on the list. Funny enough, we started, and I've seen tons of Friends, and Friends is like my religion. Seinfeld, I grew up on it. My dad knows every word. Remind me at some point to tell you guys my Jerry Seinfeld story, or not. You may never be the same. That is one thing we may or may not want to bring into this new year. New Year's resolution, do not do this year like Jerry Seinfeld did Taylor on a red carpet in like 2018, right? But one of the ones that's so funny that we started, you guys are going to be thinking like, literally what Rob Boulder have you been living in the CDC that exploded in The Walking Dead? But I started The Walking Dead for the first time. And I remember when that show was huge, big, huge, massive. And I was expecting to just like watch the pilot again, maybe an episode in the middle and the finale. I watched the first season in 2 nights. Okay. Shit is so good. So yeah, I'm on the Rick train and I'm like 20 years too late, but it's fine. But again, it's all just repeating itself. What was once Walking Dead or Game of Thrones or whatever is now Stranger Things. And guess what? The next show 5 years from now, the next Venezuela takeover, the next whatever the fuck, it all just repeats itself. So inspiring, bleak, that's for you guys to decide. Let's catch up on some of these comments. History repeats itself indeed. And so, I'm looking at this going, kind of asking myself this, is it defeating and depressing, or is it exciting? And how much impact can you have in these cycles, or break the cycles, or break out of the matrix, or whatever you want to call it? And I know I seem a little peppy right now, but my eyes are like swollen shut today because I done fucked up, and I've let the idea of time get so far into my head. It's the new year. if you guys read my Substack, you keep up with my work, I've been reckoning with a lot. I've been at this building my platform for 10 years. So that 10 number, I turned 35 in February. Like all these big numbers have gotten in my head. And I won't get too into detail, but last night, I made a decision, a big, huge personal that could have catastrophic fallout in my own life, and have been crying like all night and all morning. And so much for new beginning. That's me trying to do a new beginning, but it not like backfiring. I don't even know, right? But is it because I let the idea of time and time wasted get in my head and going, holy fuck, now I am so fucking aware. Like the clock in Stranger Things may as well be in my frontal cortex rent free. And going, I have decisions to make. We're going to get to that though in the end. Because I think that's something that is just messing with everybody's head and it is mental gymnastics and like such a brain fuck of that idea of time wasted, time we can't get back. But was the time worthwhile because it taught us lessons and we wouldn't be where we are now and all of that shit? Or are we just going to repeat it another way? And again, time that you can't get back. And also the idea, if you want to get spiritual, religious, of surrendering, letting go, and trusting that a bigger force, God, whatever, has your back and has the design and the plan all worked out. So you need not worry about time. It's all worked out, bro. And we're just down here stressing, trying to control it. And so that is the clusterfuck of my upside down nightmares. John Legend, Stranger Things is nostalgic. Haven't seen it after season 2 though. No Netflix. I know. I fell off midway around that point. Remember that epic mall finale that I fell off? Like I always fall off after, this is another cycle. I always fall off after a major character dies. Like after Billy Dot was killed, I kind of fell off. And then I was talking about this with my friend, Boardwalk Empire. When they killed Jimmy off, same thing. I was like, this guy is the best fucking character. I fell off, which is such a shame because it was such a great show. But because it was one of those things where I was like, I have already invested so much time and effort into Stranger Things. Like I have to see it through. So I just like really just went in on that shit. And camaraderie came right on it, just like Sabrina Carpenter to catch up. Game of Thrones finale, how decisive, if not hated. Yeah, exactly. And I'd love to see again more of that communal viewing experience, because it's actually the one thing that can like bring us together. And I know on the show too, like, I'll make fun of and rag on out of touch celebrities in Hollywood. And if you want to get tinfoil hat, like, Diddy, whatever it is, like how corrupt, which it is and can be, Hollywood is, and its narratives and woke this and that and all that. Right. But on the plus and the beauty of it, and while I'll always have a special place in my heart for it, is this itself, like its ability to inspire us for escapism, bring us somewhere different, and have that experience. So I don't know. I mean, I would really love to see, it's the only goddamn thing that can bring us together in the rapture that is this existence. First season Walking Dead was a hit. No, shit is so good. I will be starting the second season tonight. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Fucking 15 years after it ended. No, this just in. The Walking Dead season 2. No. I don't keep cable. I didn't get much further in it. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, Breaking Bad is on my list as well. And when I told my cousin I was doing this, she was like, "You are a serial killer, axe murderer. Like this is unstable behavior that you would start the pilot and then just watch the finale of a series." But again, who has time for that? You know what I mean? So some notes I have here, because I hadn't thought this ep too much through too much, again, because I did decide to start this new year and just dismantle and blow up something that was major in my life. Again, like maybe embarking on a fresh start or new chapter, but it's been very difficult. And so, yeah. And so I didn't plan this too much, which I don't know, you guys may or may not like. New Year's thoughts, a little discombobulated, but also, the theme is there. The theme is theming. I do have some notes though. about, let's see, about time and things repeat. Okay, so yeah, besides that, I may have done and fucked myself up to start off this new year in the spirit of new beginnings. Joke is on me. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Time will tell. Too soon? I don't know. You tell me. Time will tell. I don't know. I don't know if you guys care about this story. I made two notes. One about J-Lo, because I feel like the whole my celebrity stories, you guys may or may not like the celebrity whisperer thing. I feel like J-Lo is, when we talk about cycles and people who are like archetypes in culture, pop culture, whatever, I feel like she is this how do I want to say, like this kind of staple when it comes to age in Hollywood. And she's always getting, like critiqued, or why is she dressing like that when she's in her 50s, or what, blah, blah. There's a few of them. Jane Fonda is another one. You got Elizabeth Hurley, who I just saw like basically in a G-string, like pulling an Austin Powers on New Year's. You can see where my brain is. I'm like, so on Halloween yesterday, no. But J-Lo, and I saw her getting shit recently, I think by like Megyn Kelly or whatever, one of these conservative uptight people. And they're like, why is she dressing like that? Age appropriate. Again, I'm so inspired by the goalposts moving when it comes to age, and how look at fucking Trump. Look at how whatever you want to say about him, how sharp he is. The man's 80 years old. And how vivacious and youthful and accomplished, and the life expectancy, all of it, I think it's so inspiring what we can do, later in life. Now, if you want to talk about women and our biological clock and my eggs like screaming at me right now, you could probably hear them on the mic. That also kind of folds into this. But I saw a video of J-Lo over the weekend, and I actually was like, this is out of character for her, but okay. Because, she keeps up such a wall normally, but she was doing a show and she talked about going online and reading all of the comments that people were. And she was like, why do we do this to ourselves? And all the criticism and hate she gets, but kind of like trolling them. And it was so refreshing. But the reason I bring up time is because, in the cycles, is because especially like women and men and what we do and how we're supposed to act and how we're perceived, again, cycles through time. Like in the 50s, if I was out here with that, I see memes all the time of like women in the 50s getting arrested on the beach for wearing a bikini, right? So again, like what's deemed appropriate. But I thought it was really funny because she called out how haters would be like, why are you wearing that? We can see your ass. And she shakes her ass and she's like, you'd walk around naked if you had an ass like this. And I was like, okay, like she actually owned it and went for it. But I was like, also true. So I know I can't with Megyn. There's another conservative influencer who who she was? I forget her name, but I follow her, and she was ragging on Tate McRae, same thing, being like, dressing sexy like Britney Spears or Pam Anderson did won't get you anywhere, honey. They're discarded trash, whatever. I was like, girl, loosen up the buttons and live a little. Like it'll be just fine. But yeah, no, the J-Lo thing got me thinking, and it's funny. This is also just kind of a little bit of a like anecdotal side story, but I feel like I was glad to see this because I've interviewed J-Lo a couple of times, and I'm like the only person who will go down and say, I don't think she is this like diva bitch. I like sat on her lap basically once and braided her hair when she was either engaged to, or I don't know if she ever married him, but whatever, with A-Rod. And we were talking about it. She was great. But the first time, it's so crazy we're talking about this. And I would challenge you all, actually. I'm sure maybe you do or don't think about this, but the first time I interviewed her, guys, I was like so naive and so young and fresh. I hadn't even moved to LA yet. I was still in Times Square in Manhattan. And I interviewed her at 92Y. Have you guys heard of that? And I was so proud. I had like thought all day and the day before and the weeks prior, like, what's the one question I'm going to ask J-Lo? The sad part of this story and why it's anticlimactic is I don't remember what she answered, but I do remember what I asked, and it kind of is on this theme of time. And I asked her, so cliche, and I was so proud of myself, but celebrities get this all the time, whatever. But if you could go back to your younger self and give advice, what would it be? So cheesy, but also kind of not, right? Like, I don't know. I would challenge you guys in the chat right now. What would fuck if I and this is why I'm grappling with this so much because I've been in a even like in a if we're getting personal, like in a relationship in a situation for a decade, particularly the last 3 years, and I'm going kind of what I explored earlier. Like, did it all have to happen? Was it a waste of time? Was it not? Did it have to happen? Is it time I won't get back? Did it have to happen for me to learn and grow and be in the position I am now? Would I have been in a different position? Would I have been further? Like, this is the shit that fucks us up. And I don't know if you guys are feeling it too. Again, I don't know if it's like the Stranger Things personified on our heads with the clock, with the grandfather clock, but I've noticed that this theme is really hitting lately. And I don't know if that's because I am in the age group, like I'm turning 35. So we're kind of like, oh shit, shit's getting real. Or if it is a woman thing. I hate to pull the woman card. And guys, I'd love for you to tell me in the chat, like, is it you too? I don't know. I'm just getting this sense that everybody right now is reckoning with time. And I don't know, maybe it is because I don't know, again, if this happens with every generation or if we're old enough to know now and we're old enough to know now, or if it's just like we're seeing the same things play out. But again, whether it's politics or culture, fallouts or things get heated and then they calm down and then it's over and over, that we're just feeling same shit, different day. And these cycles continuously happening, right? It's like a tragedy and then it, levels out and then it's another one and then it levels out. Like, are we now just privy to like cycles and thinking about it and reflecting it in our own lives? Pyramid 7, what is up? Welcome back. Some people talk way too much. I think, John Legend, you're talking about the J-Lo critics. They need speed limits. Trey Parker, Trey Parker and Matt Stone disagree. Can you elaborate before we have like 5 minutes? Oh my God, Pyramid 7 with this next comment. Can you elaborate on that? The Trey Parker and Matt Stone. I don't know who that is, who they are. Okay, Pyramid 7, you are getting to the crux of so much in the last story I was going to bring up. Because another thing, I don't know if you guys care, maybe I can do it in the next episode, but I have it bookmarked here. I'll show you. But another story I was going to bring up was Playboy did a and you guys know like my history and my accomplishments and story with Playboy. So I thought it would be fun to and I don't know if you guys know this, but beyond the feature I did posing and writing in the same article, I also did I interviewed Rami Malek and Charlie Hunnam like just before Rami Malek's huge he blew up on Bohemian Rhapsody and stuff like that, but I did celebrity features on there too, but interviews and stuff. But anyways, Playboy came out with the 25 sexiest moments of the year, and I was going to kind of like riff on them. But I think you get the idea. I kind of got to that with the J-Lo thing, right? And just talk about how, like, again, it's sort of like cycles through not only the years, but the generations and like what's deemed sexy now versus 20 years ago versus 20 years from now, right? But it has stuff like, that Sydney Sweeney sheer dress with her nipples coming out, which like, I don't know how she stole that from my closet, but whatever, Sabrina Carpenter, this gay show that I've been told to watch, the hockey one. If you guys want me to watch that, by the way, I've had requests to watch and comment. Angel Reese becoming a Victoria's Secret angel, whatever. So you get the idea. I thought this was interesting. Pam Anderson resurgence, but she's gone, no makeup, that whole thing. You guys may or may not know how I feel about that. I love iconic Pam. It's just nothing beats it and just legendary in culture. But yeah, so you guys get it. Again, just the idea of cycles and like, how we just keep seeing the same stuff. And before I get to Pyramid 7's bombshell comment, speaking of bombshell, Trey and Matt are the creators of South. Does that mean South Park, who ripped J-Lo a new one in an episode of South Park? Yeah. What did they say? I love South Park, but I can't listen to it for too long because their voices like give me a headache. But okay, hang on. Pyramid 7. I'm going to get to this. John Legend said, what it is you're asking, you're more in tune and familiar with what's really going on in the world. I feel it too. Yeah. 100%. And not to toot our own horns, but I've been thinking lately too how, let's be honest, guys, these big questions, most people go through life and don't even ask themselves. They don't even skim the surface. Like they're not asking themselves this shit. So the fact that we're feeling it, we are. And just even, I don't know about you, but I'm an empath. So I can feel when the world is hurting, like it just, and it fucks me up. Hence the Taco Bell run tonight. Like, goddamn, everyone's starting their New Year's resolutions, which by the way, I meant to start this episode by saying they are such bullshit. I think New Year's, like, just be about it. How about you just do the thing? But I'm undoing mine apparently by like perhaps getting Taco Bell after this because I'm just emotionally depleted, or I think I've earned it. No one is doing us any favors. Grifting is often the way to be on the offensive. Get after it. Okay. Lastly is Pyramid 7's notion here with the last story I have. So you guys know, it's no secret that, I've chased my dreams, built workaholic, have sacrificed, just you get it, for over a decade. And now I'm reckoning with, wanting also a unit and family and kids and all this. So another story I had bookmarked here was how, I think it was Elle magazine, which who gives a fuck, but anyways, what they say, but they came out with a piece, and I was like, I don't need to read the piece. I get it. But how millennials feel, the idea of what I was saying earlier, like, are you more youthful later than ever and are really reinventing, at 40, like feeling like 25, which I absolutely love. Whether our clocks internally want us to get in line or not. And I don't give a shit what the article says. I get it. I was more focused on the comments. And I loved to see people and women saying like, I'm 40, I'm 42, I'm just having my first child. I've had I've had so many like free experiences and exploration and this and this. And that gives me hope because that's definitely fucking my head up right now. And what I think caused me to do what I did last night. That's messed up. It was quite a start to the new year. But Pyramid 7, with all that to say, said, have less kids. And he said, I would never, ever give up my daughters for anything. If I could go back, I would tell myself to be wiser about it. John Legend. Yeah. So, I don't know, as always, guys. Oh my God, Pyramid 7. Wow. I'm inspired by people saying their first time parents at 40. He's like, I was a grandfather by 40. Like, speed it up, bitches. No, but as always, I don't have definitive answers. And how do we know? How are we supposed to know? How are you supposed to know? I mean, yes, of course, we can be, decisive and calculated and strategic, but with time. But to what end? And when that comes up against the magic and the spontaneity and the unpredictable nature of life, right? The saying, like, you make plans and God laughs, like where they meet, and the idea of, how do I want to say this? Being at peace with how you've spent your time, and time that, quote, you may never get back, right? And again, allowing a bigger force, a bigger power. I'm always a fierce advocate, obviously, of out of the matrix, to be at peace with that too. And to have faith in a greater design plan that we're not so micromanaging and trying to be in control of. And if I had a takeaway, I guess would be, I don't know about you guys, but be a little bit easier on ourselves and not beat the shit out of ourselves about it. Like, we are all doing one thing, and that is our damn best. And so as we kind of wrap this, again, I don't know if this was like the New Year's resolution or lack thereof pep talk that you needed, but we all reckon with time. I hate to sound like that person, but I'm feeling it. And what I think, John Legend, it was you, like those of us awake and in tune feel it. Like we're all really grappling with it. And we can just do our best. I would, I love this. It's like so logical and this whole like dreamy philosophical thing. I would go back and tell myself buy Bitcoin. No, same though, buy more. I thought I had to mine it back then. Yeah. And let's end it with Pyramid 7 here. Do the best you can and live your life. I know it sounds so simple, but I'm actually going to hop because it's making me a little emotional. And you guys know how I feel about vulnerability. So I'm going to spare you all the experience of me crying on air, what would otherwise with anyone else be like an uplifting first episode. But do with it what you will. Take my word and Pyramid 7's words for it. And that's all the time that we have. Pun intended. I will see you guys on Thursday. Bye. Chris, how was your pee break?
My pee break.
They might flash you.
Undetected.
Random, baby.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Quite an intro.
Let's address the elephant in the room. That's not the elephant in the room. There's no elephant. Nobody cares.
I too am a thought criminal.
Good. Well, I like you already.
Does this look like a girl who's joking around? Messing around?
But how much do you actually understand money? Especially the new wave.
Beauty or intelligence? When you unleash both, it is men's kryptonite. Welcome.